Lee Summit is your destination for big city vibes and small town charm.
Head to the downtown Lee Summit Farmers Market, where local meets fresh. Then grab a cup of coffee and discover a variety of shops and boutiques just around the corner. Continue the fun in downtown Lee Summit at a retro arcade bar. Discover your new beer at one of our 6 locally owned breweries. Cool off with some handcrafted cocktails at happy hour. End the night with live music and good company. Lee Summit, Missouri.
Hello, Lee Summit. I'm Laura, and this is your flash briefing for December 9th. City Council meet for regular session Tuesday night, 6 in council chambers in City Hall. Meetings are open to the public or watch live on the city's YouTube channel. If you can't watch, catch the recorded meeting on demand on the YouTube channel or by subscribing to the Council Debrief newsletter, which breaks down 3 to 4 key agenda items. Subscribe at cityofls.net. The city wants your valuable input for the Architectural and Building Design Standards Update. This come and go event will be held at the Gamber Community Center from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. on December 11th with a presentation at 4:30 p.m. We hope to see you there. Did you know Santa was coming to town? To the Lee Summit History Museum, to be more specific. Selfies of Santa will be taking place December 14th and 21st from 3 to 5 p.m. at the museum, free of charge. All you have to do is take the photo. Oh, what fun. A reminder to Jackson County taxpayers, Lee Summit City Hall is currently unable to process tax payments, print receipts, or create waivers. Taxpayers are advised to visit a Jackson County location or pay online at jacksongov.org. And if you happen to like my scarf, grab one for yourself or a loved one this holiday season at the LS Marketplace, located in the lobby of City Hall. It has great items like Lee Summit branded socks, Turvis tumblers, coasters, and more. Show off your Lee Summit pride. It's open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. Thanks for listening and have a great week.
Have you ever been driving around Lee Summit and wondered what's that going to be? What's being built there? Wow, that went up fast. The Development Minute is here to help, highlighting some of the newest projects in Lee Summit, Missouri. Streets of West Pryor is getting another restaurant on the north end. Chicken Salad Chick, a southern-inspired fast casual chicken salad restaurant, will open next to 30 Hot Bar and Grill, Magic Noodle, and Nick the Greek. The restaurant will offer a variety of scratch-made chicken salads, pimento cheese, sandwiches, and more. It is set to open at the end of 2024. Summit Orchards is welcoming Salad & Go, a drive-through restaurant that specializes in salads, wraps, and breakfast. The Arizona-based restaurant sources fresh, natural ingredients for its salads, house-made dressings, and proteins. Salad & Go is set to open in spring of 2025. Summit Orchards is getting Andy's Frozen Custard. The quick-serve frozen custard-only chain offers a wide variety of custard treats like concretes, jackhammers, sundaes, splits, malts, and more. Andy's is set to open in spring of 2025. Craft Putt is coming soon to Summit Fair. The locally owned indoor mini golf bar and restaurant will feature 2 custom-designed 10-hole mini golf courses. The space will offer games, food options like tacos, burgers, and wings, and local craft brews. Craft Putt will open by the end of 2024. That's it for the Development Minute. For more about upcoming projects, visit cityofls.net.
Traditionally, we think as police officers, those responding to law enforcement needs within the community. But honestly, we are there to serve our citizens, and our citizens do go into crisis. They do have mental health crises, and we're being called to those scenes on a regular basis. In order to help serve those citizens better, we did initiate the Crisis Intervention Team Program. These are officers that are specially trained to de-escalate crisis situations. Recently, we've brought co-responders onto the scene, licensed qualified mental health professionals housed within our police department, and they respond with those officers directly to those scenes where a crisis is occurring so they can interact with that citizen and get them the help they need right there on that scene.
The co-responders are either a bachelor or master level in a behavioral health related field. They wear plain clothes, they don't carry weapons or anything like that.
I have a police radio that I listen to all day. Listen for, those key words: mental health, behavioral health, crisis.
There's a lot of officers that just call for me. I have my own radio number.
I also have the ability to self-dispatch to them and say 982 is en route.
Officers en route, 914, Armstrong.
So typically I arrive after they've made it safe. I'll make contact and get kind of the rundown, and then I just kind of jump right in.
Like, hey, my name's Allison. I'm a mental health professional. I'm here to help you. I'm not here to take you to jail or arrest you.
Sometimes all a person needs is a voice, someone neutral, someone outside that, can listen. I do a lot of safety planning, including family, their support network, who's close to you. If they're home alone, who can come over and hang out with you today? Can we lock away your sharps? Can we put up your meds? Do you need meds? Can we get you over to the urgent care to get you assessed for your medications? Some of them also are like, oh, I'm so glad you came. This made me feel so much better.
Our main goal as co-responders is to, one, get people connected to the services that they need, and also divert from emergency rooms and jails.
And they almost get a different view of the police responding. That lets me know you care and the officers care.
Please, how can we help you?
My husband has...
In 2020, we had 722 mental health related calls for service. 2022, by that time, 1,479. These mental health related calls for service are increasing. How we're responding to that is increasing the number of crisis intervention team officers we have available, as well as the number of co-responders we have available to respond on these calls.
So what I think is important for the community to know about the co-responder program is that we're here, we exist. All you have to do when you call 911 is ask for us. Say, hey, I want a co-responder to respond to this crisis, and we'll go. I was really struggling about 8 years ago on my personal journey with mental health, and I met some amazing social workers and amazing programs that have helped me get to where I am today. I really couldn't see myself doing anything else. We want to help, and that's what we love to do.
So I had a client, we got a call, she had some suicidal ideations, and she really felt that she had nobody. And and getting to know her story and getting to know who comes around and sees you, well then we found a support person and they responded immediately and we made a plan. I called back and checked on her in an hour, and then I checked on her in 2 hours. We were able to get her into the additional services to where she talks to someone every week or more. I just took a person that really just thought they had nobody and nobody would show up for them, and show them you do. And you'll be amazed who is in your corner if you just simply say, I need a little help.
I really love living in our historic downtown. I walk my dog around. The shops take her for, they do pub cups at Poppy's, so you can get ice cream with a little dog biscuit in it, which is her favorite thing in the world. My neighbors, we have block parties together. I really like how welcoming and how vibrant it is. It's an amazing place to live. Lee Summit's a really great community. I love living here, and I just wanted to try to find a way to give back, look out for my neighbors, for the community. I've always tried to be involved. Before serving on city council, I used to volunteer with AFS, which is an organization that hosts foreign exchange students. So my husband and I have hosted kids from around the world and then also volunteered with local families and schools. In my professional life, I'm a paralegal, and then in my personal life, I enjoy reading, sewing. I'm a quilter, so I just finished a log cabin quilt that I'm going to send to my aunt out in DC. I can't claim any of our council accomplishments for myself. This is always a team effort. But I am really excited about the farmers market and event space that we have coming in. It's still in the design phases, but I think it's going to be a really beautiful space, and it's going to really continue keeping our downtown thriving. It's been in progress for a long time, but I think that people are going to really love it when it's done. I think one of my top priorities is going to be attainable housing. That, for example, I've been trying to find a place for my mom in Lee Summit. And it's really challenging finding something that really works for a retiree who doesn't have a huge budget. Just trying to make it more attainable for people no matter where they're at in their lives to be a part of our community. Community is what we make it. Everybody should get involved in whatever way they can, whether that's just voting or whether it's joining a board or a commission or even running for office. What they say, the world is run by those who show up. So get involved however you can and make a difference in the community.
December 9th, 2024 Legislative and Intergovernmental Relations Committee meeting. Roll call, please.
Councilmember DeMoro.
Here.
Mayor Baird.
Here.
Councilmember Lovell.
Here.
And Councilmember Pryor.
Here.
Okay, I'll look for an approval of the agenda.
Chair, I move to approve the agenda.
Second. All right, have a motion and a second to approve the agenda. No discussion. I see
Can I
none.
ask
Okay.
who was
Oh.
first and second on that?
John and
Okay.
Mayor.
Was
Yes,
it John?
John and
okay.
Mayor.
the mayor
Okay,
seconded.
thank you.
Yes, John made the motion.
Okay.
Okay. I don't see any public comments, so we will go right into business.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chairperson.
Yes.
We're gonna have to do a roll call on that.
Oh, yes. Okay. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Pryor.
Here.
This is if you agree or disagree on the agenda.
Oh, sorry. Aye.
Councilmember Lovell.
Aye.
Mayor Baird.
Aye.
And Councilmember DeMoro.
Aye. Thank you, Gina. Thank you. Okay, no public comments. We'll go right into business, which is the first item is the approval of the action letter for November 12th, 2024. Do I have a
Chair,
motion?
I move
Yes.
to approve the action letter for
Second.
November 12th.
All right. I have a motion and a second to approve the action letter for November 12th, 2024. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Baird.
Aye.
Councilmember DeMoro.
Aye.
Councilmember Pryor.
Aye.
And Councilmember Lovell.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. That's unanimous. All right. We will start with the continued discussion of the capital projects list. Mr. Head.
Oh, I can't hear you, Brian.
Uh-oh.
My fault. Sorry. You should have in front of you, hopefully it popped up on your screen big enough that you can see it. If I need to make it larger, please let me know. The priority transportation projects, this is sort of the list we've been talking about that is just a kind of a sheet that we would be handing to our lobbyist to use when needed with legislators. Every year it seems like we get down towards the end of the session and there's some potential money that's out there, and we always get that request for what do you have that's shovel ready or that could be ready to go really quick that we could put some money in that maybe meets some other priorities. So these are the items that you all have discussed previously. Cheryl Nash and her staff put it into a format for us that made it, made it a little bit more eye-catching other than just a white page with words on it. And so these are the first three. So it's a front and back. It would be a full-size sheet of paper. But really the intention is just to give this to the lobbyist and then they can kind of print them out as handouts if they see a place that they need to. And we already then have these projects that we know are important, and that if there is some funding that we can get or that comes along, that's, we're a little bit ahead of the game, was the whole thought on this. I can scroll down if you're ready or if you want me to.
Well, let's the transportation projects. Why don't we discuss those first? You were going to go to the future parks projects, right?
Yeah, they're on the second page.
Yeah. Should we? I mean, I'll take discussion on the transportation projects first, if that's okay. And that way we'll. Anybody have any comments on the transportation projects? I mean, we've talked about it, and these are three really great projects, of course. Shovel ready, just about.
Sure.
Yes, Mayor.
I like these. These are great. These are the ones we've been talking about the most the last few years, so a couple years. So.
Yep. Any other comments?
I agree.
Yep. And Councilmember Pryor, do you have any comments on the transportation projects?
No, not really. I would like to see Third Street on.
I didn't catch the end of that.
I would like to also see Third Street on there, but I understand. I like East Street also. So no, I think that's great. If it's 470, I'm glad to see it first.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I think we're all on the same page, Brian. So yeah, go ahead and scroll down and we'll look at the others then, please. These are all future, aren't they, Brian? Yes. Yes.
Chair.
Yes, Mayor.
So I had two comments on these. One is on the Resource Recovery Park. When I see that Resource Recovery Park, I think of the Resource Recovery Park that's the public disposal area where we do recover or what's the word?
Recycle.
Thank you, recycle. Shouldn't we have a different name here? Because this was the old landfill, and I know we have the fun name for it, which is, what is it, Councilmember Lovell?
Mount Trashmore.
Yeah, Mount Trashmore. I just think we need something there to get their attention, maybe. I mean, I'm fine with Mount Trashmore. I don't know if that was the final name, but I mean, something to get their attention where it says, what's this? And then they read the rest of it.
Maybe we put landfill to park project or something that
Yeah, like
what it is.
landfill conversion,
Yeah.
Mount Trashmore or something, or
I tried to get him to name it Pinnacle Park or Penultimate Park because it's the tallest point in the city, but no luck so far.
Yeah. No, that's a great idea. Yeah, that's a great idea. Either the two suggestions or repurposing that area. I mean, I like the two offers. Yeah, that's a good idea because
What about something like landfill to park conversion?
Yes,
that's good.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And then my other comment was, I picture taking this to the state level, or even the federal level, but I don't know that I pictured taking this to Jackson County. So this third item here, isn't this a Jackson County, where we would have to get funding from them? Is that true?
I don't know that I can answer that question.
Yeah.
I mean, are we gonna build a trail on the Katy Trail that's not ours, that's on the Rock Island, or is this?
This is the connector from the south part of town through down to Pleasant Hill. So it'll be a multi-jurisdiction project, but it is a project that already exists on like the regional planning. So I'm not sure how Jackson County is involved, but we can find out.
Who's regional planning, or us?
I'm talking about in like the MARC discussions. This has been something that's been on for a long time for multimodal, for having this connection between the two, because right now we're the only part that's separate from the Katy Trail.
Right. I love this. I want this, but I just want to make sure that I understand it, like what's it? I know how we can get these other 5 items done. I'm not sure right now how we're going to get this one done. And that's a little, it's a little hard if you're going to put it on a piece of paper and say, this is one of our priorities, but I have no idea how we're going to get it done. So when you say multi-jurisdictional, I'm thinking in partnership with Jackson County. Is that what we're saying?
I think it's this Lee Summit, Greenwood, and Pleasant Hill. All of the I don't know what you call it, the potential right-of-way exist inside those cities.
All right. And then it ends up by saying that Senator Searpoy has expressed support for this project. Does that mean we could get state funding possibly if he's been, because I haven't talked to him about it. Like, do you know what I mean? Who's talked to him about it, do you think?
I'm guessing Joe.
Oh. So maybe it's a state fund.
Yeah,
so
we just got
state funding. If it's a state funding item that we can talk to Senator Searpoy and our representatives about, then great, let's leave it on here and let's push it, because that's a great thing.
And we just got the grant to work on our connection to the trail system to Rock Island from downtown. I mean, you can technically get there now. There's like 2 signs, but looking at a way to make it safer and more attractive to get from our downtown core to the trails, which gets you from Amtrak to the trails, which has multimodal kind of points and scoring. So that's nice.
So how much is that grant?
It's just for the study. I think it was only like $25,000-$30,000. So it's not a huge amount. Yeah.
Because I don't know a safe way to get to the trail from downtown right now.
Well, they say it's safe, but you have to go, across 291 and 50, or across 50, which makes me nervous as a person in a car. I can't imagine cycling across there with my family. So again, why they're doing the study.
Well, yes.
If we got some drones, then maybe we can get over there.
Yeah, I've ridden to the trailhead from my house, but you have to cross 291 in my case. And
it's terrifying to do
very
that.
dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Mayor, I had similar questions, and that is, is our project going to be to Greenwood, and then Greenwood and Pleasant Hill partner? And then not only, it's not only a Jackson County issue, we get into Cass County south of Greenwood. And, my question was going to be, is Pleasant Hill, Greenwood going to partner with us through getting their own money? Or are we talking about us building it all the way down to, I guess it would be to the Mopac Trail, actually north of Pleasant Hill, and then the Mopac runs into the Rock Island?
I'm trying to find it. It's in one of the old parks plans.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is the cost for just our portion I think this is the cost for the whole thing. I do know Pleasant Hill is very supportive of having this completed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know any details. Brian, did Joe give you anything else besides this?
No.
Okay.
No, this was all I
We'll
had.
try to find out.
I guess I have just a question for my colleagues, which would be, is this more exciting to pursue, or would the connection from the Rock Island to the downtown be more exciting to pursue? Because coming off the Rock Island and going all the way to downtown on their bikes would be a cool thing.
But we can't ask for funding for that yet, Mayor, until the study is complete that we just got. So, and that's probably just wayfinding changes and some, yeah.
I see both. I think it would be quite remarkable to be able to start in Lee Summit and be able to go all the way across the state. So I think that connector is like really important if we can figure out a way to do it. And then the wayfinding, like Ms. Weber was saying there, it's like, I think of Jeff City. Like when you get to Jeff City, there's really no easy way to get to downtown where you stay. So like we do a Katy Trail trip, but it's mostly signs and trying to get you through off-road, side roads or whatever. Because I would imagine if we were trying to get from our downtown to Katy, it would be down 3rd Street and then a cut across on Pryor down to Hartman or maybe Longview or something like that. But I can't even imagine. It would be more signage, I would think, because gosh, you'd have to go into some roads and things like that. But I love this. I'd love to see if there's a way to get that connector going, because it's just kind of the one thing that keeps us from being from Kansas City all the way to St. Louis. And then the wayfinding study would be interesting. And then if it requires some more capital, we could ask for it down the road.
Okay, I'm agree with that. But I would just add that I think when we do this wayfinding, I think the way to get to the trail is probably over O'Brien. You know where O'Brien is, council member?
Yep.
I think that's the easiest way to get downtown from the west side. You'd have to go off of 3rd North.
Yep. That's not bad.
And
go
then
over that little bridge there.
Yeah.
By Pappy's.
So much safer than than the interchange, all the lights and stuff. But that's just thoughts for later on.
No, that's exactly right. When I've ridden to Harris Park, that's how I've gone. I've gone down O'Brien, and then you make your way over to Pryor, and then you're home free, because then you've actually got on a shared use trail, and you have to cross 3rd Street though, and then go down to the park. But no,
I believe that's what we're looking at, Chair, is which route is the safest and how to make it safer and better signed.
Okay. because there are people that I haven't seen any lately, but early on, I saw people riding the train and getting off, grabbing their bikes, and being frustrated that they didn't know how to get to the trailhead, thinking there was actually a trailhead to continue down to the Katy Trail. And so I think a lot of people just go to Pleasant Hill and get on. But no, that's, yeah, so that would be a, do you want to change that item to?
No, I'm good. I'm good, Chair.
Okay. Okay. But like, when is the study starting, Crystal?
I don't know. They just got the grant awarded. Let's see, that would have been last month's council. So just a month ago. It's something that our planning department is managing along with parks. So I can get that from Shannon and send it out to you guys.
Yeah. And who's getting the grant?
So our planning department's getting the grant, and then they're using an outside consultant for it. It's part of Mark's Creating Sustainable Places funding.
So they are getting it through Mark then?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. So then, is everybody in agreement to move or leave the future parks capital projects as they are on this sheet?
Yes.
Other than the name change on the one.
Yeah, other than the name change, yeah. And what did we end up? I didn't write it down.
Landfill to park conversion is what I had, but we can put Mount Trashmore in parentheses or something if you want to.
I wouldn't do that because Mount Trashmore is already the name of two similar parks, so we don't want to get in any trouble.
Yeah, that maybe would
but I love that name.
confusion to the whole thing. Okay. Well, that was good. That was good. Yeah. So, all right, that leads us to Roundtable. I know Crystal has something. Do you, Mayor, or the council members have any Roundtable before I go to Crystal?
I don't.
Nothing here.
All right. All right, Crystal, you're up.
Thank you, Chair. So Amtrak Midwest, that's the part of the Amtrak system that we are a part of with our line between Kansas City and St. Louis. They've asked that the mayor sign a letter of support for their request for funding for what's called CHIP, and that's the Chicago Hub Improvement Program. So a lot like airlines have hubs for the Midwest, Chicago is the hub for Amtrak Interstate Rail. Though we are intrastate rail, we are still part of that Midwest system. This program will have a lot of customer side improvements. If you've been to Chicago Union Station in a while, it's kind of gross and old. And it's because it is such a transportation hub, it's needing a lot of improvements for safety, but also just for customer experience. Those are probably less of an impact to our ridership, other than the more you encourage people to have an enjoyable train experience, the more likely they're to ride the train. But what will impact us and our service here is improvements to some of the infrastructure. So they have two corridors they need to improve because the congestion causes significant delays of more than 15 minutes. And then they have some other infrastructure as far as the maintenance facility. So that's where if one of our cars breaks down, one of our cars needs painted or cleaned, they go through the maintenance facilities through Chicago. Those need to be updated, and one of them is not working at all right now. So they're hand washing trains, which means the trains don't get washed as often, which means they look nasty or have graffiti more often. So long story short, they're just asking for us to give the mayor a nod of consensus that he can sign a letter supporting that they receive this funding. This funding comes from the Federal Rail Administration. It's a interstate partnership program that they fund. So it's not grant money we would be eligible to get for the Missouri River Runner anyway. So it's not taking away from a source or competing with a project we might also have interest in. So it's just a chance for all the cities along all of the Amtrak Midwest lines to give their support to funding for Amtrak Midwest versus Amtrak California or Amtrak East Coast.
And you're not looking for the mayor to make a decision right now, right?
No, we're looking for you as a committee just to give consensus that you feel that this would be in line with the things we support in our agenda, so that the mayor can make that decision.
Yes, I think that's great. Unless the mayor has something to say, if you have comments. No. I mean, you don't have to, but I mean, if you do have comments.
No, it sounds like something we need to support. It's just, they're just looking for obviously moral support so that they can get federal dollars. So
Absolutely. Brian, I have a drafted letter I'll send over to you to look at, and then we can forward it to the mayor.
Very good.
Great, great. Did anybody else have any comments on Crystal's proposal? Okay. Anybody else roundtable? Brian, you have anything?
Yeah, I've got a couple of quick things. The bills for the land transfer from the state and MoDOT to us for the 291 North project, those have been filed. And if you want to track the bills, they are currently Senate Bill 247, and it is sponsored by Senator Searpoy, and House Bill 431, and it is sponsored actually by Representative Carolyn Catton. She is brand new, elected to District 33, which is sort of kind of north and west and east of us, the Blue Springs area. Representative Patterson, Speaker Patterson, felt like he shouldn't be carrying the bill directly, but he has pledged his help and support to Representative Catton, who's brand new. Also, I think he expressed a desire to give her a bill that she could get across the threshold, see how, when you get into the House, you got to figure out how everything works. So it was a desire to give her a bill that she could carry that would not be, any kind of controversial. So those have already been filed. They're already in the hopper. And our staff right now is sort of checking the legals to make sure they match up with what we have. If for any reason we find something that may not be quite correct, the MoDOT has said they'd be happy to, prepare and help move through a substitute bill. So it shouldn't be that wouldn't be a big issue, but our folks are taking a look at those legals now. And then also for our January meeting, I do have our lobbyist planned to kind of give you a verbal report and talk through some of the bills that have been pre-filed and kind of what the flavor of the session is as it kicks off. It'll be pretty early in the month of January. We won't know much yet, but I would hope by then we would already have an assignment of these bills to committee. The desire is to try to push these forward really quickly early, so that we can get them passed before, the political season starts. And everything kind of breaks down towards the end, which seems to happen pretty much every year. But we'd like to get them passed and in place so that project can continue to move forward. So those were my two items.
Do you know by chance how many bills have been filed? I guess we're about six days into, almost 6 days into filing.
I have not heard. I didn't think to ask the lobbyist that this morning.
Okay, thank you. Oh, thank you, Brian. Anybody else did I miss anybody? Does anybody else have any comments?
I just like to give you the next date for the meeting.
Okay.
It's supposed to be Monday, January 13th of 2025.
Okay, January 13th at 2025. Thank you very much. All right, no more comments. I will adjourn this meeting and thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.